Tate McCrae, thank you so much for doing this. You've had such a wild, amazing year. You just capped off a huge, successful arena tour. Your album, So Close to What, debuted at #1. You played SNL, the VMAs. Just the other day, you got nominated for a Grammy. Congratulations.
Yes, thank you.
Tell me about that, because I loved F1 and I love Just Keep Watching. How did you receive the news?
I was in bed and I woke up and first text was from my mom and she was just like, "Good morning, my Grammy nominated artist." And it was really cute. I think getting to do a song for a soundtrack was always on my bucket list, and for it to be like a huge blockbuster with like, you know, the coolest actors, and to be a part of that whole process was so cool. So this was just like the cherry on top of a really crazy year.
You know, you have a hit sports car, and F1 is a race car movie, so I'm sensing like a car theme here.
That was all coincidence, actually. Like, I was like, wow, I really don't have this much of an infatuation with cars, but it looks like I really do.
But you do love to drive, you were telling me.
I do like to drive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We are actually not too far from where you recorded So Close to What.
Yeah.
And I have to ask, now that we are in LA right now, and you just got an apartment in New York,
Yeah.
which city are you feeling more? Are you more of a New York girl now?
I definitely think for 22, New York is my vibe. I think I just feel more alive there. I feel creatively inspired. I feel like I'll actually leave my house. Like in LA, I feel like I'm just a hermit and don't move. So it's really refreshing and a good new era.
But there's still great parts. Like, what would you say your favorite part of LA is?
I think driving at dusk is really important for me when I listen to music, windows down. I'm such a sucker for night times on the beach. Just like the moon and the water, it's so water sign of me. But I really feel connected, and like I feel like I can, you know, dream there and think of things there and manifest. And so that's usually like where I like to go if I'm not in New York.
It's funny that you say that, because that's the exact vibe of the cover of the deluxe album.
Yes, I know. And that's so special to me. I think I had like just a vision. And my whole screensaver on my phone for the whole first half of the year was like this like glowing angel. And I was just like, I must do something connected to the moon and connected to the stars and the universe, because I think that that whole vibe was inspiring me through my whole tour. There's this one quote from Anais Nin, and it's just like, how does it start? It says, my hair is getting pulled by the stars again. And I felt like that was like the vibe of my whole year. It was just like feeling like I was getting pulled by this external force, and I needed that deluxe to feel like that, I think.
Speaking of your year, the Miss Possessive tour was 88 shows.
Yeah, crazy.
And this is not a regular tour. You're
No.
doing this incredible dancing. There's literal fire behind you.
Yeah.
You have backup dancers. You did the VIP sound check every single show with an acoustic song.
When the nights get cold, wishing I didn't want to sell my soul, wishing that I wasn't so hard, man, I'm on my knees.
I have to ask, like, how are you feeling right now? Because I'm tired even saying that.
I'm so tired. It was definitely a lot. Yeah, we went to South America, we went to Europe, we went all throughout the US. It was my first arena tour, which I don't think I realized how much energy you exert for that many people. Like, other shows felt way more calm and zen, and like I could like peacefully make it through, and every show, me and my dancers would just be so wiped at the end of it. We're also doing like the absolute most on stage, but it definitely took it out of us. But it was like the best year of my life.
How much do you sleep after a show? Because I would be out.
Well, I don't fall asleep till like 4 a.m. Because there's just so much adrenaline and
You're
energy.
wired, yeah.
You're so wired. But then I'd sleep until like noon on the tour bus every day.
So the deluxe album has so many like great moments, and you have some new songs there that I really want to dive into. Like, let's just get started with Nobody's Girl. It's
Okay.
incredible, and you sing 22 is a little sad, but it's fun.
Yeah.
Walk me through like the headspace you were in when you wrote these songs.
I think I was more in a space of feeling like I was everywhere and nowhere at the same time. Like, I'd been traveling so much, and I felt like I was spreading myself so thin, and I had no idea what was going on in my core, and I think that those sessions were really healing for me to like figure out where I was, what I needed, and I think what I needed most was just to like be by myself and just write and take time to figure out what I like and who I want to be and where I want to go, and that was really important for me. And we were in New York. It was like my first week moving to New York. I was with Amy and Emil and Grant in the studio at Electric Lady, and we were just having so much fun. We were just like talking through all the poetry I'd written in my European tour, and then just like implementing that into all these songs, and it felt really special.
Talk to me about the video for Nobody's Girl. I know it's partially inspired by Giselle, one of the best ballets of all time.
Yes. Well, honestly, the initial idea was just inspiration from the ballet and watching videos of it, and it's like in this forest, there's angels, and it's magical. We got to work with these incredible choreographers from Paris named Lahorde, and it was just a cool day. It was really special.
Yeah, I think it's easy to see these songs as just breakup songs, but there's so much more to it. What I love about your writing is that it has so many layers. A song like Trying On Shoes, like talk to me about that song. There's just so much more to it, and there's a big metaphor.
I think Trying On Shoes is just trying on anything other than yourself, other personalities, other bodies, other pieces of clothes, other masks, to just feel like anything but yourself. And I think through a breakup or even through relationships or being on tour, you can get a little confused as to what your identity is, and you have to refine that again. And I felt like I was in a place where I was like, I just want to do anything to not feel like myself for one day.
Yeah.
And wonder if that will grab your attention.
Yeah. I really love Horseshoe.
Thank you.
And the line, got 20,000 people just smiling, and it only takes one to get me spiraling.
Yeah.
I'm proud that I basically know the entire song now.
Yeah, this is impressive.
Yes, thank you.
You just got these songs.
But it's such a great line. What was going on when you wrote that? What is it about?
I think I was feeling so strange because I was experiencing things that I'd wished for my whole life, like playing shows and getting to exist in this career makes me feel like the luckiest girl on the planet. And I think I was like not letting myself be sad for so many months because I'm like, I can't live a life like this and be sad at all. And I think that song is just talking about how I feel so lucky and I feel so grateful, but I feel like I've never felt more alone and more alienated from everything and confused as to why I'm so sad. And I think then there's the line like, I'm not a pop star when I'm all alone. And I think it's just funny, like when all the makeup comes off and the clothes, and this is for any person ever, it's just like you in your bedroom and you're like, okay, who am I and who's in my life? And that's a really daunting thought sometimes.
You know, Tit for Tat is the opposite of that, right? It's not sad. It's an amazing song. I know Taylor Swift shouted it out.
Yeah.
What was that like for you?
It was so surreal. And it's so funny. My mom is so witchy. She said the week before, she's like, I feel like Taylor Swift is in your ether right now. And I was like, what? I'm like, that's so random. Like, I'm such a massive fan and I adore her. And so when I pulled up my phone and saw that she had like talked about it on Fallon, it was one of the coolest moments ever. And also just because I know that she's such an inspiration for me as a writer and obviously as just a woman in the industry and being able to express herself and be fearless in that sense. And so for her to like acknowledge that was really special.
Did you get to see the Eras tour?
I didn't get to go. I was literally on
you were
tour.
Doing your own tour?
That was,
There's a few people who know like how much work that goes into, and you're definitely one of them. I mean, there's so much that goes into that, and I think you are really just coming off this incredible year. Like I said, it's almost 100 shows, which is just like absolutely crazy.
Yeah, it's wild.
I think this is a good time to talk about your alter ego, Tatiana. Can you tell me how she was born? Where did she come from?
all of it stemmed from just like a joke by my parents making fun of the fact that when I got on stage, I just, coming from a shy and pretty tame person, I get on stage and I just like this beast unlocks and I'm just completely different. I just have no fears and I feel the safest on stage, which is so interesting and ironic. And then I just started to use this alter ego, this energy as the person that if I ever felt horrible or had a bad day or didn't know how to turn it on set, I would just be, okay, well, I don't need to be myself. I can just be her. And now it's kind of resulted into this whole other thing that I feel like I tap into on the daily, in my tours and when I'm writing.
That's what I was just going to ask is, does Tatiana ever come out off stage ever, like in other areas of your life?
Yeah, like I think writing Anything But Love, I think she came out. I think she also came out during like Tit for Tat, like when I'm like have to lock in or go out for an event, I feel like at the last minute, like getting out of the car, I can sometimes lock into that mode. But yeah, sometimes.
I mean, the public in general, like pretty much they know you as Tatiana, like that's who they see.
Yeah.
What do you want them to know about the real Tate?
I think that's for them to listen to my lyrics and kind of figure out. I feel like that's where all my deepest and most raw thoughts are in my music. And I think as a private person, I don't share that as much, hence why I think I lean on this alter ego. But I think if people were to listen to my music, they would understand what kind of person I am at the core.
What's your writing process like? Because especially in these deluxe songs, I feel like your poetry is really coming out.
Yeah, I think recently I've wrote way more this year, poetry-wise or journaling-wise, and because I had so much time alone and so much time like in random parks and like fucking Prague, where I'm just like, okay, what am I gonna do with my time? And I usually though would just get into the studio and it would just be stream of consciousness. It would just be, I'd hear chords or something would inspire me and just be lyrics.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What else did you do with your time there? If you're like, not just Prague, obviously, but if you're just like finding yourself in a city, like what was your day to day?
It's like a balance between preserving your energy and also wanting to see like the most gorgeous places in the world. I went to a lot of parks and just like journaled and read and we'd go to bodies of water and just sit there. Like in Zurich, I just sat by the lake for like 6 hours one day, like just being like, wow, I can't believe I get to see all these places.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
Yeah.
Do you write songs with your performances in mind?
I sometimes do. Like, I think if I'm being intentional and writing a song like Sports Car, 100%. I'm thinking the beat comes first, like, what am I going to want to perform? But then if I'm writing songs that have to get a story across, I don't usually think about.
Yeah.
I'll leave that to my choreographer.
Yes.
Yeah.
You said Sports Car was about taking control. What did you mean by that?
I mean, like, literally. I think at least in that time of my life, I felt really vulnerable with the media, and that was inspiring a lot of my songs. And even in that video, it's all about like watching myself, and I'm the person sitting in the chair and like viewing this persona that I've created. And I felt like I was kind of taking control back in that music video, being like, I get to watch myself first, I get to judge myself first, and I get to create art how I like before you get to have a say in it.
I want you to take me all the way back now to young Tate.
Okay.
What was your childhood like in Canada?
It was very dance heavy. I was at the studio like 40 hours a week. Like I was just constantly training, and my brother played hockey. So he was doing his thing, I was doing my thing. I'd be in and out of school, like homeschooling, not homeschooling, like it was just kind of, we just were such passionate kids that we just were working all the time. Yeah.
How did you get into dancing in the first place?
My mom was my dance teacher, so I watched her my whole life when I was younger, and I was like, put me in, coach. Like for real, I was like, I'm obsessed with this, I'm obsessed with music, and I want to do it.
Yeah, we were also discussing how, you were in these studios for so many hours that you didn't really immerse yourself in pop culture or have even like a chance to until way later.
Yeah, it was really a culture shock coming into the music industry, just because I just wasn't aware of so many things. I think being immersed in dance so heavily, so many historic films and ballets and dances I would watch on the regular, and I wasn't watching as much pop culture. It was so much study of my current craft, and I thought that it was what I was going to do for the rest of my life. But I'm really grateful for that because I feel like it gives me a different perspective. And now, obviously, I know so much about pop culture, and I feel like I've seen everything now. But
yeah, definitely. You placed third, and So You Think You Can Dance, The Next Generation.
Yes.
In 2016.
Yeah.
What are those memories for you like?
It's so funny because I felt so grown back then. I was 12. Like, I felt like a full-blown adult.
My name is Tate McCrae. I'm 12 years old and I'm from Calgary, Canada.
I was like living my professional dance career at 12, and that sounds like insane now to think. But yeah, I think it was weird. I was in LA for 2 months, and we were performing on live television every Monday, and we were getting judged, and it was the first time I was exposed to like criticism and the internet, so it's interesting.
Do you ever watch your old dance videos on YouTube?
Like sometimes if we go down a deep spiral.
When was the last time you wore pointe shoes?
I actually tried them on for a shoot like last week.
Oh, that's awesome.
They were so painful. I definitely don't miss that at all.
Yeah, it's really
Pointe was
hardcore.
not my favorite.
I love Create with Tate. I think it's amazing. Walk me through starting that. Like, what was you were so young.
Yeah, I've always just needed to be creative in any way, and I got bored a lot. So I would sit in my house and be like, okay, how do I do something to keep me creatively inspired? And I remember I wanted to do choreography and dances on YouTube and post it every week, and it was like a challenge. And then literally the second week, my camera like got fucked up, and so I locked myself in my room for 20 minutes and wrote a song. And I was like, I must post. I was like such a stubborn little kid. Like, I must post this Friday. So I wrote a song, and then overnight it just like went crazy viral. And I was 13, and it was the first song I ever like really wrote. And I hit up by like how many, it was, I don't know, a whole bunch of labels, and it was crazy. All of a sudden I was like, oh, whoa, this is a career.
It happened really fast.
It did. And then it was kind of like, I don't know what to do with this at 13, you know?
Well, that's what I always love when you talk about it. It's that you're doing these videos, you're like 13, and your parents are like in a corner of the room watching you do all of it.
Yeah, it was the nerdiest, dorkiest setup ever.
Was there ever a moment that you were like, I want to be a singer, or was this a gradual overtime thing?
I think over my 13, 14, 15 years, when I started to feel like so confused as to who I was at school, I would get more and more emotional and more mute and have no idea how to talk to my parents or my brother about anything. And so my only outlet was literally to post YouTube videos about how I would feel, being like, dear parents, like so literal. And it was my only way to communicate, and to my friends as well. I found it really hard to be normal and not awkward.
Yeah.
And so it became my saving grace of middle school and high school. And then I was like, I can't live without writing. It really is like what helps me mentally to live life.
And what about the moment you realized you wanted to be a pop star? Because you were already doing music, and then it was this other kind of realization that you had, right?
Yeah, it was 2023, and I was just in my brain thinking about how I wanted to dance and sing at the same time, and how that was even possible, or how that could have been a possible reality. And then I just sat down and started planning and started envisioning exactly what my video was going to look like and feel like, and the sporty vibe and the pop star vibe. And I was like, went to the studio every single day with Tedder and Amy, and I was just like, let's make pop songs. And that was such a challenge for me because I don't really write music like that. It's much more emotional for me. And so it was so cool. And then when we ended up releasing it all as a single, Grady, I feel like kind of just changed people's perspective on who I was a little bit.
Something that I really admire about you is that sometimes there's situations that you always meet with like such humor and like positivity. there was that recent moment on stage with the microphone. You had like a mishap, and you had this really funny, like cheeky response to it about like the idea that you're lip singing, which is obviously not true. But the way you handled it was like incredible.
I think there's just so much that gets misconstrued online. You kind of have to have humor with it, otherwise you would go insane. I think it's just funny because I've put so much effort into my shows and really am passionate about singing the whole time, unless I'm obviously like walking or doing a dance break or like as any person does in their shows. But I always get caught, like all the videos are of my dance break or of me walking or of like this microphone flipped and then I sang 2 seconds later and they cut the whole
that's not in there.
clip off, and I'm just like, oh, this is a joke. Like there's nothing I can do to defend this because there's too many things to defend. Like I think you just have to be like, well, if you weren't there you wouldn't know, and trust the people that came to the show loved it and had a great time.
Yeah. And I think, you know, your album did leak when it came out.
Yeah.
And it's another example of how you persevere.
I think that's the only way to kind of navigate through this career, because those things happen all the time. And I think all you can do is flip it and be like, all right, this happened, this sucks, how can I use this to my advantage? And I thought it was funny. Like I made the Leak This shirt and kind of made it a little thing with my fans because people already know, like it's already out there. And I think it's just now like, how do I want this experience to go for me? Like, am I going to be down and depressed and not release the album, or am I going to make this still an enjoyable experience?
Yeah, and it was more than the album, right? It was like 600 songs or something, you said?
I had like my entire catalog since when I was like 12 years old, Leak, and that just sucks because I think like writing music's such a personal thing. Like you have no idea if that song was like, some of those songs I never wanted to see the light of day. Some of those are just like diary entries. Some of them are just, most of them are just brutal, and you never want them to drop. And that's the point. You have to make a whole bunch of shitty art to get to the good art. And I think those things just happen and you have to just keep going.
What has it been like for you in the last year that you're more in the public eye more than ever?
I think it's just forced me to learn a lot more about myself. And I think after going through a whole bunch of things this year and feeling like everyone has an opinion on me or who they think I am, it's just made me double down on my values and my morals and be like, well, I know who I am. My family knows who I am. My friends know who I am. And if I'm a kind person and have the right intention with everything, I can sleep well at night.
And this is, as you were telling me, like you now feel like you know yourself more than you ever have.
Yeah. I do feel like I'm in a place where like I'm leading a lot with my gut and intuition and with people I trust. There's just like so many voices. I'm never going to live a life that I want if I'm listening to every person and people that I honestly don't even, know or want in my life. Like I'm listening to strangers on the street. Like that's, I would never do that. So why would I listen to people on the internet?
You're very close with Olivia Rodrigo, and I'm sure she can relate to all of these pressures of fame like we've been discussing. Has she ever given you any advice?
I think we both kind of talk about it because it's just a weird world. Like, and I think we both see on either sides, like things of hers that get flipped around or things of mine that get flipped around. And all you can do is talk with your close friends and make sure that all of y'all are on the same page and you all love and support each other. And I think we're all good people, and that's really lucky and rare. Is my friend group is just like good, hearty, grounded girls and gays. And that's like our whole friend group, and that's like so fun and a blessing.
What about this year? You've obviously, as we've said, had such a crazy time, but what other music have you enjoyed that came out this year?
Oh my gosh, I listened to so much music this year. I feel like I need my phone to see what I've listened to. I feel like I've gone back. Like I went back and was listening to like old Dolly Parton albums, and I was listening to like the Beatles yesterday randomly and Fleetwood Mac a lot. But then I everyone, so many people have dropped this year. I listened to so much Lana in Europe. I feel like that was the soundtrack to my life, was just mystical Lana going through Europe.
That's the only way you should go
It's the
through
only
Europe.
way. Like, I'm just like, okay, so I'm never coming back here without listening to her.
Yeah. Fans have said that they'd love to see you star in a Britney Spears biopic. Do you have any thoughts on this?
I don't really act. Like, I need to take an acting lesson before I even consider, like, ever doing anything. I feel like I, like, look nothing like her, sound nothing like her, so I don't know if I'd be a great fit.
Are you writing new music already? Where do you see this next era going into?
Well, tour just ended 3 days ago.
Yeah.
So, you know,
Yeah, it's pretty soon.
I think just release this deluxe and take a second to just recalibrate and figure out where I want to go next. But I haven't gotten into the studio yet.
Yeah, and definitely like get some rest.
Yeah, I'm going to sleep for a little while.
Where do you see your career going many years from now? Like, are you going to be like a Stevie Nicks type, like still performing at like 77? Like, can you see yourself singing Sports Car when you're that age?
Damn, that's crazy. I don't know. I feel like your perspective on this career can really shift, like, dramatically, really quickly. I don't know if I'll be performing by 70, but maybe I will. Like, I don't know if I want to be doing Sports Car for that long. Hopefully there's like a cap and then I peace out, I move to Italy or something and just like chill. I hope that's what I do.
Italy is like your dream place?
I think so. Like, I think I just want to sit. I'm so tired, my joints hurt.
Yes.
I think I just want to like sit and chill and live the rest of my life like doing something else. But I definitely hope that this career lasts for a long time and I can write and create for as many years as I want.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much for doing this.
Thank you. So good to see you.
You too.